Hello and welcome back to Marineford TCG. My name is Joe. Drink of the day is a Tenzing Lime and Mint. And today I've been playing some Nami with the new Marco, as well as the new Otama from PRB02. I think both these cards are very okay. Neither of them are really breaking this deck, but they are both like nice little power bumps. The Marco just being another really good play on 4. This is definitely better than Cavendish. I'd much rather have this blocker, because if your opponent does just swing 5 on the next turn, well, great, you get out of it for free. And your opponent doesn't really want to deal with this the same way they don't really want to deal with Kiku. I'm still on 4 Kiku because getting this as a trigger, whether you put it there with Hiyori or not, it's just like game winning sometimes. And the on-KO is still just good if you play it on 4. And I've also brought in the Otama. It feels fine. This card doesn't feel incredible. Occasionally it comes up when you're going for lethal, but a lot of the time I end up being at 0 life, and you can't use this at 0 life. But this is basically replacing what was like Baby 5. So, I don't know, I think this is sort of, you can play into this. You can't really play into Baby 5 other than put it in there with a 2k. But then you've used 2/2ks to draw 2 cards, so that's kind of awkward in and of itself. I've got a couple of VVs because I'm playing heavily into the Odin strategy. This is your only real way of beating UP. Without this, you just don't have the gusto to get through them. They've so much counter with all the events that they're playing at the minute. And being in blue and yellow, we don't have Holy Jones, we don't have Dead Man's Game, we don't have anything like that. What we do have is Nojiko is very nice for dealing with their Namis, and even the Rosie. Although I will say that doesn't feel very good. Using this to just bounce Rosie, it doesn't feel great. But it is a play you can make. I've also got 3 of the Red Rock, which is pretty good into UP. Couple of Slave Arrows, of course, because we do play a lot of little weenie guys down. You're happy to play Nojiko, Hiyori, Zeus even sometimes. So the Slave Arrow is good. And of course we've got Kuma for a bit of refill. This is one of your main cards into Green Zoro. Really want to see that there. So what do I think of Blue Yellow Nami? Well, I'm still getting to grips with her. This deck is much less sort of straightforward than other decks, because you've got a lot of different routes you can take. Well, on sort of your 6 to 8 on turns, having the choice between Jozu, Odin, Kuma, Kid, Red Rock, you've got a lot of different options. So getting used to which is best in the different scenarios can take a bit of time. But I think broadly speaking, this deck is pretty good. It's not really breaking the meta, and I think a big couple of issues that I'm having at the moment is UP. Like I say, Odin is really your only reliable strategy to win, and even then it doesn't always work out. Sometimes they just have like a godlike amount of counter and infinite Rosie and Namis, and that becomes quite difficult. Also, GP, they swing 7, and we are at 7, so you kind of lose a lot of value. And once you get them to 2, you stop getting your leader effect, because they're going to just wall up at 2. They have 1,000 million counter. So unless you can hit them with like a pudding on a particularly nasty turn, it's very hard to actually draw cards after you get them to 2, which is a little bit tricky sometimes. That said, I think you have pretty good matchups into a lot of other decks. Aggro decks, obviously very good for Nami. If you play into a Rayleigh, well, they've got to swing 7, and that's really quite taxing for them to do multiple times. And you, of course, have the annoying like Nojiko Jozu plays, which are really good into Rayleigh. Into Moria, which is actually pretty popular at the minute. You've got 3 Moria tops in the Bond Regional, which was quite surprising. You're really good into Moria, and I've got a game that demonstrates that. So if people start playing that at your locals, well, you could play Nami, I guess. Even into Bonnie, having these Red Rocks is really, really good. The Odin can't be frozen because you can just restand it. So if they do like lock it with a Doffy, you can just restand him, which is cool. And we've got a good amount of removal into Bonnie as well. And Zoro can be a little tricky, but the Kumas and the Slave Arrows are pretty good. Comboing the Slave Arrow with the Marco is a particularly nice play. But generally speaking, if they just attack your board character and you have the Don for Slave Arrow, you can just pick up the character because it nullifies their leader effects. Then they don't get to swing at your life, which is like fine. If they use their turn to trade your Slave Arrow in hand and remove your guy from board, it's not that good for them, right? It's not that good. And we do have good removal for their Toshigis and Cavendishes with cards like Jozu, of course, and Nojiko. I think this deck is going to continue to get better, not specifically in OP13, but looking ahead from that, I mean, in the Heroine set, there's a bunch of new cards coming for this. You've got the 7-cost Robin, the 5-cost Nami, both look really good. If we ever get Young Girl, we can retire this stupid Teach. This card's so, like, costly, but you kind of have to play it because you need more ways to play on curve and have Dons on your leader. And this is really the only one right now, right? Another card I would quite like to bring a couple copies back in of is the Law Blocker. Sometimes you just need a really cheap blocker to make it so that your opponent can't just go slam big into Odin, because that's probably the easiest way to get rid of him. If your opponent slams like 15 into him, that's kind of expensive to deal with, right? That's what, 4 cards? So that's kind of tough. I would potentially like to bring in a couple of the laws again. Might look to cut at least one of the teachers, because he hasn't been coming up as much as he did in the past, and maybe one Marco. Maybe cut one teach, one Marco for a couple copies of law. Could be quite cool. But I think this list is a good starting point if you're someone who loves Nami. Get your games in now, because once OP13 hits, I don't think she's going to be doing too hot. But either way, thank you for listening to me talk about the deck, and here's some games. Got to give him to Smoker. He's taken second. I do quite like Pudding in this matchup. The Odin's not amazing, but we don't really care, because we've got our leader effect, of course. Just slam, like, big on 3 into Pudding on 5 really isn't that bad. He can't do anything that meaningful on 4. The best thing he can play is like a Kobe. He did keep. I think I'll keep 2. I think we'll keep. Then we'll just pass it over. Yeah, I really don't mind just Pudding early, you know? Kid's also pretty good in this matchup. Just for aggressively pushing him down. I don't really want to play this Odin on 7. Hopefully by then we'll draw something better, but we'll see. It's always an option. It's a good card. It's just not, like, particularly incredible into Smoker. Especially if he does end up dropping one of these laws. Does find the Smoker. Let's just keep it simple from our end. We'll slam 8. Cool. Draw a card. Pass it over. Josu's nice. I quite like the Josu on 7. I think I'm going to toss the Odin. I really don't like the Odin that much. Okay, he does have the Kobe. That's pretty good. Kiku's nice. It's got 7 cards. I think I will just Pudding. And then we'll hit him with a 6. Gets him down a couple cards here. And he will get the Kobe, but we can bounce the Kobe back with the Josu to just get rid of it. Which is nice. No Smoker. You'd love to see that. Can restand a couple Dons. Can swing 7/7 here, I guess. We'll definitely defend this one. I'll ditch the Kiku. If this ends up being 7, then we'll probably take, but this could be forward on for something else. Okay, it's 3 for Toshigi. That only takes green characters, though. So we can Josu very, very freely. I kind of want to swing 5/5, but then we won't have a Don on our leader. Which does make it a little awkward. We can take 1 pretty happily next turn, though, because we're still at 4 life, right? Yeah, let's go 5/5. I do want to get the value out of this if we are picking it back up. Okay, he does do it. Cool. Red Rock's cool. But I don't think we're going to get to use it if he's going to have this Toshigi on the board. It is what it is. We'll go 5 again. And then all Josu just bounces Kobe. Does counter out. The Kobe just constantly drawing cards is something I don't really want to deal with. Like, we can deal with this Sanji pretty easily. Mihawk is here, though. That's fine. I guess we can always Zeus Red Rock if we defend hard this turn. Definitely defend out of this one. Give him a 1k there. If this just swings 6, I'll probably defend. It's going to be 5 for Smoker. It can be 5 for 7 with Perona, but I don't think it will be. Going down to 2 is not too bad. With, like, if we go like Zeus Red Rock, Zeus the Toshigi, Red Rock the Mihawk. I think that's okay. Okay, another Sanji. It's pretty good. And then 2 Dons for an event. Fair enough. Seems reasonable. Do we easy at Zeus Red Rock? Getting rid of this Mihawk is really good. Because we'll get rid of the Mihawk, we'll get rid of the Toshigi, we'll get rid of the Sanji. All we'll have is this Sanji. He'll be +1 cards. We'll be down at 2. We've got good defense with the leader effect still. We can be Kuma next turn. I think I do like it. And we will get to draw a card as well with the leader effect here, which is pretty good. Blow up this. And then go to this. I'll swing 6 to Sanji. If he wants to burn some kind of event, saving it, that's fine. And then we'll go 7 leader, see if we can push him to 1. We cannot. Use a DMG, cool. We knew he can have all sorts of events, right? Okay, Mihawk's back. That's a little annoying. We can't deal with this one as easily. Because we don't have any more red rocks. But we do have a Don on our leader now, so we should be okay to not take too much damage. That's here as well. Little scary. Little scary. That's okay. 8. He wants to leave these 2 open, so I don't think this attacks. We have to defend this. Choose the card and action. We'll ditch a Marco, and then give him a Hiyori. Yeah, I think that's fine. This has got to be... I'm guessing this is like... what's the Spider's Web? Spider's Web is what I'm thinking this is. Nojiko is a brilliant top deck to help us deal with a Smoker. Yeah, this is either Igloo or Spider's Web. It's kind of hard to tell which it is, but we are going to want at least 2 for that Nojiko to bounce this Smoker out of here. Just send him back. So by that means we could go 6 for Kuma. Get a heal. I'm pretty happy to toss the Pudding. Or we can go with Marco for 4. Get a bit of a refill. I think that I like the Kuma. Yeah, I think I like 2 for Nojiko. 6 for Kuma, which means we've got 2 more Dons. So 6 to Sanji, and then maybe 8 to Leader could be a decent place to start. Yeah, let's go 6 to Sanji. See if he wants to defend this, because he might not even want to defend this, right? Because he does draw him a card when it goes down. Just lets it go. I think that's fine. Then we'll go 8. We'll get something. He can obviously just block 1k this, but that's fine. It means that he gets less value out of his events, right? If he waterfalls this, we're not attacking anymore anyway, so... you know, and if he takes... Well, he's down to 1, which is a little scary. Yeah, it does just block and give us a Kobe. That's fine. Then we'll go 2. Go to the Smoker. Then we'll go 6 for Kuma. I think I'm going to ditch the Pudding. It's pretty useless at this point. He's so low on cards and he's not going to draw that many more. I just don't think the Pudding's terribly useful. Grabs a Chopper. Smoker comes back down. Incredible. Unsurprising, but, you know, it is what it is. Don't know if this Mihawk will want to swing. 9 here. Sure. We can't defend that anyway. What am I thinking about? And does just pass. Leaves 3 open. Incredible. Okay. I might go 6 and then just Kid. Because we can still threaten the 8. So yeah, let's go 6. See what he does with this one. We know he has the Chopper. Could just 2k this. Does just 2k this. Let's Kid. Because if we draw Slave Arrow, I'd like to keep 1 up. Go to a Mole Gun's actually pretty good there. Getting rid of that Mole Gun is pretty good, you know. Block 2k, okay, end the turn. Another Kuma's not bad. We can just keep going. I don't think we want this Teach. I don't think this Teach is very helpful. Marco, I think is potentially pretty useful, but you do have to bear in mind, of course, like Hody and DMG. We've already seen 1 DMG, but he's really, really low on resources, right? Just 3 cards left. 3 cards left, and I'm guessing at least one of these is a relatively big event. Yeah, that'll go through. We can defend that with 2k, 2k, 1k. But that feels incredibly greedy, especially because he can do 9 again, and we will then lose the Kid regardless. I think the fact that Kid blocked basically his entire turn is good enough. Might take this, because we can just Kuma again. Yeah, I think I'm fine to take this. 4 open. Bro has hella events. He's gotta have hella events. Ain't no way. Let's see what events you got, sir. Let's hit him with the 8. Just a Kobe. That's not an event. We can attack one of these again. Or we can just go face. The fact that I don't have any removal for this Mihawk is kind of awkward, and he's still got all these bloody dons up. I actually kind of might go board again. Or we could go... We ever split with these? No way. No way. I'm going to attack the Mihawk again. Force him to... He's going to give us something anyway. I don't want him to be able to take really here. I want to keep taxing cards. Okay, he did have the spiders. Well, we could have countered it anyway, so... I guess no harm, no foul. We'll ditch the teach. And then pass it over. We didn't get a draw from our leader effect that turn, which is a little bit of a bummer. But, it is what it is. 7, I'm actually going to take this. Because I want to have the counter for the banish. 10. Do I want to counter this banish that much? We go to 7, 2 2Ks. I mean, it's possible. Let's do it. 9, 11. And then pass. Now, he can still have Hody Jones, we can still have events, he can still have a lot of different things, you know? I'm going to start with an 8. Because he gets little value out of Spider's Web from an 8. And we'll find out something. You just never know with Red Green Smoker, man. You never know with Red Green Smoker. They can have so many different cards. Takes that, let's draw. Zeus! I don't think I like Zeus. Let's go 8 again. He didn't like 8 last time. Maybe he won't like 8 this time. DMG. And a chopper. What if we split with Zeus, huh? What if we split with Zeus? I think we go 9. If he blocks... I'm going to go 8 again. I want to leave the option of the Marco open. But if he blocks and sacks. Well, this is... It's not guaranteed, is it? If he... Say he saves this with an event. Can he kill us on the clapback? No, he can't. Let's see if this goes through. This has to be an event. It was a Mihawk. Incredible work. Well, we got there. Smoker's always so tricky to go for lethal against, because they have so many different events, right? DMG, the Spider's Web, Paradise Waterfall they can play, the Igloo they can play. I kind of like 8, because it's pretty good into Igloo. It's pretty good into Spider's Web there, because he didn't have anything really to restand. He can restand the Smoker, but it's like, I don't really want to attack that anyway. On the previous turn, I could have gone late face, but it would have just given him more options, because he could have just used the Spider's Web anyway. Or he could have then taken. So I think attacking that Mihawk last turn was fine. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't want to take out the Kumas, but I guess if he just lengthens the game, he's not really getting anywhere. So it's kind of weird, That pudding early was super good, though. But well played to our opponent. Let's move on. Okay, got a game into UP Luffy. We are going second. I do have the Odin. I love the Odin in this matchup. We'll try. We'll try it. 2-Don. I think we want to play the Hiyori just because he then won't attack fearing Kiku. Pudding's actually quite good. We'll just put that there. But he now, if he is a good player, and I do believe he is a good player. I played this guy a minute ago, Lyric. He now shouldn't attack us, so we just got the cycle out. We drew an extra card. I don't really want this hero in my hand. I don't really care about counter early on. And you never know, we could have found the Kiku there, right? But like, he shouldn't attack because we can just get Kiku trigger. Indeed. We don't actually have a way to deal with this, right? That's kind of annoying. I guess we can Marco. Or we can swing. Marco is kind of bad to Godthread. I think I will just Marco. Gorgeous Marco. Shame we didn't have the Teach, but I really do think the Odin is very important in this matchup. So that's why I've sort of kept this hand, is just playing in on the Odin. I think the Odin is going to be very, very good. I mean, I know the Odin is very, very good in this matchup. It's really the only chance you have. You just can't beat them without the Odin, because he's one of the only real ways we have to put on a good amount of pressure in just one body. Kid's fine, but Kid's a bit slow, right? He comes down a turn later than Odin, if you're on odds. And trashing one life is great, but then he is tapped, so he's very vulnerable to Luffy just killing him. Okay, he's back. He's back. Let's see what happens. Is he going to attack? I expect this Zoro to attack. But I half expect this to just limp swing. Because he will be, yeah, he will be fearing the Kiku trigger. He will be fearing the Kiku trigger. Just a Nami. Oh, okay. No Bagua, no ramp. That's a good sign for us, actually. I think we're going to pudding this turn. He will only have 6 cards. Kuma's mid. I think I want to deal with this as well, is the problem. I want to deal with this. This being here is actually low-key kind of annoying. Let's do that. Let's do that. Maybe we don't pudding this turn. He's only on 6. I think we probably don't. We'll see if what he does with this, right? Because he can defend this. This can ramp again. Okay, go to the block plus 1k. I think we go 4 here. Do you want to defend this again? No. Okay. Now I'll go 7 leader. No, I'll try and take out this Nami while he's potentially low on counter. Cool. It blocked a hit, but we got rid of it. Like, getting rid of that Nami blocker is very important. Because later on, these get... Okay, there's another one. Later on, these get even more value, right? They get way more value later on. 3 don't open. Might try and take out Marco. I probably will defend it this turn. We do have our Odin for next turn, though. 6 to 6. Definitely not going to do that. I'll give up 1 of the puddings. We should only need 1 because we can keep recycling it with Odin. Nojiko is brilliant for next turn. Let's go 6 lead. Now I'll go 6 lead again, then we'll play the Odin. I obviously don't care about Barger anymore because he's at 8, right? He's at 8. Still got 3 lives. He'll probably take one of these and then counter the other. Is what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Probably counter this one. Oh, gear 2. Must be low on 1Ks. Either that or very high on events. Well, I suppose those go hand in hand, right? Yeah, let's go 6. He might take this one. No, Barg was out. Okay, staying very, very healthy. Interesting. Let's go with the Odin there. Now they've got the Odin down, we can just boop this with the Nojiko. To get that blocker out of the way, which is nice. We've also got options to draw cards with the VV, which is good. He still thinks this is a Kiku trigger because we Hiyori'd very, very early. Or at least he will think that it could well be a Kiku trigger. So he'll think twice still about attacking life. Zoro Juro. Okie dokie. 6 to 6. We're not going to use the card action, but we will defend. I'll give up the Kuma here. I don't think the Kuma is going to be that useful right now. We don't know what this could be. This could be all sorts, right? This could be a Mihawk. This could be Sandy Luffy. This could be just Nami Rosie again. You never know. He did place on top, though, so presumably something good. Was he thinking about attacking with this? Can't imagine this attacks. I suppose this is an okay turn for it to attack, right? On 3 lives. I suppose it is okay this turn. Probably doesn't need to block. Yeah. I think that's actually quite smart. I think that is quite smart. I'm going to defend with one of the 2Ks. I'm going to give him the Hiyori. We need volume of attacks, right? We do need volume of attacks. If this is just a big guy that gets rid of the Marco like a Mihawk, well, I'm going to feel a little bit like an idiot. But, okay, well, at least if this attacks, we will draw a card. Yeah, we're not saving this, but we will get we'll get 2 draws, which is fine. Only 1 Don open. We could maybe look to pressure this Luffy. We could maybe look to pressure the Luffy. We could probably pick up the Hiyori this turn, which is fine. Do we want to Nojiko this Nami away? 6 in hand. I would like to pressure this Luffy, you know, because otherwise we have to leave the Odin up, right? We could also Pudding. Pudding is not bad this turn. If we had a Red Rock, this would be an incredible turn to Red Rock, but we don't have a Red Rock. I don't have a chump blocker either. Let's just try an 8. Let's ping an 8, see what happens. Because this keeps our options very open. If he doesn't counter, I might just Pudding. Okay, those are the gear 2, but no more Dons now. So can't actually Giant to save this very easily. I think I do want to push into this. So we're going to have 3 Dons to restand. Maybe 8. We can go 10, 12, 14 into this. Or we can go 10, 12, Nojiko, restand, swing, still swing 6. That seems reasonable. See if he's got 2k, 1k. Let's it go. I thought he might be low on counter because of that last turn, right? Where he gave us about 1 billion events. There goes my phone. I would rather attack the Nami than bounce it, because I don't really want to give him the card back, so we'll attack into the Nami. He's going to defend. Well, then fine, I will Nojiko it. Get rid of it. It's not staying here, but if I can get 1,000 counter out of him, I'd rather have that than him take a life, right? Because this keeps him relatively low on cards. We do have to be careful still, though. We've got the Odin established and his board is clear. It won't be clear for long. Bottoms, so no Sanji coming this turn. That's nice, at least. Still no Red Rock. Still no Red Rock, and he still thinks this could be a Kikunojo trigger. So he might still not attack us. You never know. You never know. If he does attack us, I probably will just counter, regardless. Because the most he can swing into this with like a rush guy is 10. Okay, well, we've got to defend that. So we go 10, 12. Ooh, that's pretty bad, actually. Yeah, 10. Let me restore this. 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 6. That's a lot. That's all our cards. Wow. We can re-establish, though, with the VV. We can re-establish. We can't let this go down. We can't let this Odin go down. This is our president. Although I might just leave him standing up this turn. Because, holy shit, that was expensive. That was so expensive, it's crazy. I think we will have to leave him standing up this turn. That's going to be his turn. He's got only 1 Don open, so we are going to get to probably apply a decent bit of pressure here. 7 in hand. With 2 Puddings down. Pudding's not actually that amazing at the moment. I presume he's got a Giant. We haven't seen any Giants yet. Does pass it over. Marco's pretty good. 3, 6, 10. That actually kind of works out perfectly. We don't get a Don in our leader, but I don't really care about the Don in our leader. We can actually attack if we have the Marco down as well. No, he could Usohachi it. Yeah, he could Usohachi it. We could probably still only attack twice. Maybe we don't Marco. Let's go with the VV. Draw some cards. Pudding's fine. Yeah, I think we can go 8, 9 here. We'll draw another card. We can restand this. If we do play the blocker, go 8. Let's go 8. See if you want, because if he takes, we can still just like pudding, restand, not attack with lead. That's an option. If he takes this 8. Okay, no, it does give us 2k, 1k. I think that's sensible. In which case, we will now go 9. I'll use this first, just in case of a trigger. Can Giant if he has it. Can very well Giant if he has it. Something that we can do about that. Does Giant. I'm not attacking again. Which is a Mihawk. Yeah, I'm not attacking again. We need this upright this turn. We need this upright. That 15 was actually pretty reasonable because he's still at 3 lives. Next turn, probably looking to Marco. We don't need to VV next turn, especially if this Nojiko sticks on the board. So we can just Marco and potentially attack twice if we have the Marco, which is cool. Pudding's still an option, but his hand is still relatively low. Does show us Usahachi, very nice. So we have to see, okay, it's a Rosie Nami turn, I guess. Yeah, Rosie Nami turn, okay. Okay. Another Nojiko's not bad. Could Nojiko the Nami pick up the Nojiko? Nojiko the Rosie? It's kind of undoes his turn. That's 2, 4, 3 for Odin. It's the problem is we just don't have the blocker down, right? We don't have the blocker down. If we want to go... I do want to go 4 for Marco this turn, I think. Then it's 3 for Restand. If we go 2 for Nojiko, we can still swing 6 with lead. Let's go 8. He might just block this because we know he knows we can Nojiko, right? Nope, he's going to gear. Let's boop the Nami. Go. I guess we go 6. First, and then we can Marco. Go 8. Maybe he finally takes. Nope. This deck just never dies. It's so silly. The deck just never dies. But actually... Such a silly deck, man. We've not got like a single leader effect this whole game. So he's still at 3. What a joke, man. What a joke. He also still thinks this is a Kikunojo, I'm pretty sure. Man, I'm so done with this deck. It just never dies anymore. It feels like it's got even more tanky, right? Since the Big Mum ban. Or Link ban, whatever. It genuinely feels more tanky now. Which is wild, because it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. But it just kind of does. We have been through 2 giants. What's that? 3 gears. Not many Barguas. Okay, that's very annoying, actually, because he can just boop on Marco out of here. Damn, that actually really sucks. And we don't have a 2k. It's like the one guy. Yeah, that guy's annoying. That guy is annoying. He's only going to have 2 Don left at the end of his turn. We've got to save this. We don't need the Jozu. We don't need the Nojiko's, the one on the board. And I think we might need the BB still. Oh, it's so tough. Stitch the pudding. There's one more pudding in our deck. I think there's one more VV maybe. Yeah, and just doesn't swing. I think I'm actually going to Zeus this Rosie at this point. This guy's got to go. So if that's 2, Marco's 4, leader effect is 3. That is it. That is our turn. We will only get to swing 8 at this. Which is kind of bad, thinking about it. What if we did 4 for Marco, 3 for Restand, No, that's kind of just it, right? I guess we can swing 10, 10, and 6 if we don't want a Zeus. Probably is the way. See if he has all the counter for this, because we know he can only have 2 more giants, right? He's got an Usahachi. If he can counter out of this, the Marco does lose a lot of value, which is annoying. We need this to go down. Man, he just doesn't die. How do I win? How do I win? Because if this doesn't go down, then the Marcos literally never does anything. And I can't defend this Odin. Oh, man. Sucks. This really sucks. I think we just lose. Do we go 8 here and then boop the Rosie? No. Oh, it's just impossible, right? We needed that to go down. Maybe we should just commit. If I commit more Dons, then we can't play the Marco anyway, so we still can't save the Odin. A one-cost blocker would go hard here. Can't lie. A one-cost blocker would have gone hard. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is here. I don't think there is one. Hope this goes through. Fuck. I think we're screwed. Man, that sucks. That really sucks. We're going to lose our Odin now. I suppose he does have to pile a bunch of Dons on to kill it, but I don't think there's really any penalty for that. Yeah. Our president is gone. He just gets to play Nami, leave 2 Dons up. Ah! You can't kill UP Luffy? So frustrating. Wonder what I should have done differently here. Like, this guy as well, man. It's tough. And he's still at 3 lives. Look at this. What a joke. He's still at 3 lives. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, honestly. I don't think there is a path. If we had Red Rock on that turn, it would have been good. To remove the Luffy, then we wouldn't have had to battle for board. Maybe I could have ignored the board, but with the amount of counter he had anyway, it kind of didn't matter. And if he had the Luffy still, we'd have just lost the Odin. I think we just lose. Yeah, I'm just going to concede. There's no point. Yeah, he's got so much more counter, right? He's got a bunch more. He can just play the Nami again. These were all bricks. These were all bricks. I don't think there was a way to win that. 30, 35. Loki, probably our best shot is him decking out at this point, which is just not going to happen. Yeah. Let me know what you think I went wrong. That blue Luffy was such a good draw to just bounce on Marco. That was just really nice. Especially that being in the top alongside the Sanji. Because if the Sanji wasn't there, I could have maybe committed harder to removing the Luffy. But with the Sanji there, it's like... He's just got a lot of pressure at life anyway, so... I don't know. I don't know. Well played to our opponent. This matchup sucks. I'm giving to Moria. I'm going to be taking first because he loves first. Not a huge fan of that hand. Kuma is good, to be fair. Marco's okay. Kids, whatever. Kid is whatever in this matchup. I do like the Odin here, just because he can't really remove it. So I'm going to Mully. Oh, this is just kind of still fine. We don't really have a play for 4 now. He's just going to drop a Tempest Kick. And then a Sindri. Milling. Wow, actually nothing good. Huh, how about that? Let's hit him with the 8. Keep it simple. Draw a card, end the turn. Likely to see leader effect. Could see Kuzan if he has Kuzan. Doesn't look like he has Kuzan. Mr. Hogback. Is he gonna use Hogback? It's actually nothing for him to bring back in trash. Wow. That sucks. This is just a body. I think we can take this, because I do want to kind of see something other than pudding. Yeah, he shouldn't do this. There's nothing to grab. Yeah, I'll take... Another Kuma. Kiku's nice. I like Kiku. Hit him with 6. And then drop the Kiku. Wow, he takes. Okay, I didn't expect that one. Could have maybe puddinged actually there. Putting him down from 7 isn't too bad. But, yeah, I just wasn't expecting him to take that. I thought that's a for sure counter, but... Is he going to KO this? Has he got Absalom? I've got no issue if you KO this, my friend. We'll use the card action. I'll ditch. Kind of like all these cards. Kind of do. I might just ditch an Otama. But it means his Hogback can't attack, right? Us being a 7k leader is just kind of nice into Moria, because they have a ton of characters that, yeah, can't really do a lot of anything. Yeah, Pudding's not very useful now that he's down at 6 cards in hand. He did drop a couple. I think it's just Kuma this turn. So we'll start with a 6. Ooh. That is concerning. That's concerning. Drop this. I'll trash the Teach. We don't need Teach. Not at all. There's the Moria, who's coming back. Big Coos. Seems cool. We can very happily Kid next turn, which is nice. I'll probably try and take out this Kuz just because it's Kuzan, you know. He's a good card. What did he trash more? He's looking at what to summon back, but I guess he can summon back Perona is probably the best. Yeah. We'll do this first. I'll ditch. Honestly, the pudding is just not going to be useful. The pudding's just straight up not going to be very useful. And then I'll ditch a... I don't know, I kind of like all of these. Maybe we don't need the Nojiko. Maybe we don't need the Otama. Yeah, just nothing can really swing. We can bounce this, I guess, with Jozu. Yeah, I kind of like Kid. Let's go 7 to 5. Cool. Let's go 6 to 5. He finally has a 2k. Incredible work. Trash his life. Use the card action. Oh, trash the finger pistol. Lovely. And then we'll pass it over. Definitely don't need that. Marco's pretty good. He can try and remove our Kid if he has enough reduction in his hand there, but he's already fairly low on cards. 4 cards. Yeah, I'll not use that just yet. I'll ditch the Jozu. Yeah. I don't mind taking like a swing at life just to get some more cards, honestly. Looks like he is... Okay, he does have the stuff to remove the Kid. Has the double events. Very nice. I don't really want him to swing 10 at Kuma. What's he going to take here? I just kind of like another card. Not going to lie. Oh, did I... Did I skip this already? Shit, I skipped this somehow. I didn't know you could skip this. Because I can't do it now. Is this only one... Is this only on the first attack you can do this? No, because he... I must have misclicked somewhere. Damn. Never mind. I don't mind taking some lives here. I mean, we had 5, right? But yeah, that was strictly a mistake. I don't know exactly what happened there. I somehow misclicked. And we lost our leader effect. I wanted to like take the first 5 and then use leader effect on the second one. Just so that I had more cards. But I guess we're going to 2. Not really what I wanted, but Here we are. That's what I got. How much do I want to take out his board? Not really. Just 6, 7. If he takes this if he counts this 7. Okay, let's count this 7. We can take out the Moria now. And then just Kuma again. Seems reasonable. Just take out the one big thing on his body. On his board. Go this. Ditch one of the Nojis. Pass it over. Yeah, I don't know how I lost my leader effect there. That was very odd. I must have just clicked something that I wasn't supposed to. We'll ditch a Marco. Buff to 7. So that we can still defend this Kuma, potentially. Okay. So we can do 7, 7, 7. You can do all 7s here. And very easily. You can do 7, 7, 9 after this. But he probably loses if that's his play. I'll take one. No. Definitely counter this one. We'll give up the Hiyori. I think the Hiyori's feel a bit mid in this deck. It's nice early, but yeah, later on it's not so great. We'll give up the Otama. If this is 9 Takuma, we'll just let it go. Yeah, I'll let it go. It's fine. We don't need to go for lethal this turn. There's absolutely no pressure for that. I honestly don't mind 7/7 Odin. This is like... I do kind of want the draw. Let's go 7 leader. Cool. Draw. Red Rock. Not great. He can't kill us. His Dryad just can't kill us. I guess in that vein, it just doesn't matter, right? Let's just play this. Keep one up for the slave arrow, I guess. But he's not going to kill me. We've got 5 attacks, we've got 3 lives. It's just not possible. Yeah, and he does just concede. Moria, I've found... I was on the other end of this matchup at Locals this week. I just kind of lost. They can just go to 7, it's like... Ugh. And they have so many resources between like the extra lives you get from Kuma and Kiku. All the draws from leader effects. The one I played against at Locals as well, the homie Joe. He was playing the 3-cost VV. Kept spamming that and drew like about 54,000 cards from that. So that was pretty annoying. This matchup just kind of sucks for Moria. I'd have been way healthier as well. I don't know how I lost my leader effect on that one turn. I must have just griefed the buttons super hard. It's like, what the fuck? But either way, well played to our opponent. This matchup really sucks for Moria. Got to get into UP Luffy. I'm going to take second. Odin is the main card I want, but we have nothing to do early. I think I'll keep. We'll put a Don here, but I don't think he'll attack anyway. Because this could be, if this is a Kikunojo trigger and he attacks, he's in trouble. It's not a Kikunojo trigger, damn. I was kind of hoping it would be there to just get the punish, but what can you do? Just going to swing big. There's no point playing out the Marco. It doesn't really do anything. Yep, takes. I'm very surprised he attacked. If that was a Kikunojo trigger, he's in like a really bad spot. So I think that attack there for 6 is just really quite poor. I don't think it's a good play. But hey, it kind of worked out. We didn't get a Kikunojo trigger. We'll counter this one. Give up the kid because it's just a little bit slow. Then I'll give up one of these Nojis. We've got 5 for maybe Godthread. 5 for Nami. Five for something. Surely. Surely, rare. 3 for die for. Leave 3 up for Bagua. Nope, just kind of has it. Okay, he's on a Giga Ramp build. Interesting. One thing to note here, though, he's actually quite low on cards, which is pretty good for us. No, we can Marco 7 or just swing big. I think I actually like getting the Marco down here. We go 7 Marco. See, he is low on cards now, right? He's going to start drawing 2 a turn, though, which is when it gets a little bit silly. We need him to whiff... Oh, we need him to whiff Sanji's about what I was about to say. I need to whiff Sanji. Does he have a big unit? I'll use this. We'll ditch... This is going to be good. This is going to be good. So I think it's Hiyori. Okay, Rush Luffy is pretty strong. We'll... take 1. Second Odin is bad. Second Odin is just bad. Let's go 6 to 6. Cool. I'll take the draw. We'll go the Odin. What did he take last turn? It was a giant, right? Yeah, it took a giant. So he's got giant in hand. It does bot again, but takes Uzahachi. These are good cards. He's not afraid of pudding either, clearly. Which is not ideal. And the reason I've kept the Marco is because I think I kind of need to block this, potentially. Okay, just Raging Tiger's my Marco. I mean, that kind of works for him, actually. 6, we'll use this. We'll ditch. Honestly, just playing a second Odin this turn, it could actually be quite good. We'll be at 1, but we shouldn't die next turn. Because I'm going to take this. I could also just Red Rock this. I think I'm ditching the Teach regardless. Do we need the second Odin? Don't need it. It's pretty good. If we Red Rock, we can't also Odin, right? We can't also Odin effect to get the restand. So we might be best off just playing like a little guy. I guess the Hiyori would be the best one, just to get the guaranteed draw. And then we can keep 1... I guess we need 1 for Slave Arrow. We need to go on the board for Slave Arrow, right? Maybe we could have kept the Teach, actually. The Teach might have been better here. Could do 8-8, or like 7-8 Odin. Leave 1 up for Slave. There's no point leaving 1 up for Slave, though, right? Let's go 8 with Odin. We know he has the giant to get out of 1 swing. Oh, he's on White Snake. This is a weird build, right? He's got Die-4, he's got White Snake. All sorts in here. Could go Red Rock. Hiyori. 6. I actually just quite like getting rid of this guy. I'm not going to lie. Honestly, I'm just going to put that back. Because now we've got the Slave Arrow to defend the Odin easily. We got like a card out of him. We got rid of his Luffy, which is nice. So he's got no board. And he's probably got to play blockers now. Because if he plays a big unit like a Luffy, he's just in danger of getting bonked by Odin. So he's got to look to potentially play like a Nami blocker. Which is then very easy for us to Nojiko, of course. And depending on what he does with this Don, we have the Slave Arrow, which is great. Okay, just Rosie. So he's just going to swing 6. Fair enough. We'll just use this and just get rid of the Kiki. Seems good. Ooh, that's pretty good. That is pretty nice. 2 Don here. Trash to Bagua. Can have giants. He took a Nami blocker off the effect, so we don't know anything about his hand anymore. Because he's used the giant now. If we can trash his last life, that's actually pretty reasonable. Let's go 8. Has the gear. I'm still tempted to do the second Odin, but it doesn't feel correct. Do you know what I mean? I'm tempted to do it, though. If we Noji the Nami, right? Can restand this. As long as we keep 1. Maybe we don't need the kid. Maybe we don't need the kid. Let's go to this. We'll pick up, I guess, the Nojiko. We're going to have 1 for slave anyway, so it's kind of whatever. Go 8 again. Okay. We get the Nami and a Usopp. Does he have giant? If he doesn't have giant, this is inefficient. Okay, he does have the giant though. Very good. Well, I mean, we got a couple cards, but he draws 2 a turn, right? And because he played the Nami and the Rose, he didn't actually lose any last turn. So we didn't really get that far that turn. It does have his 3rd giant in hand. Bots the rest. 6, we'll use the card action. I think I will ditch the Eustace Kid at this point. Mihawk, incredible. Okay, well, we can save this. We'll have 3 Don open. This Mihawk will exist. We'll ditch the... We can probably refill hand with Vivi. So we'll ditch the spare Odin. We're going to need this, so we'll ditch the Hiyori. Okay, Marco's pretty good too. Marco's pretty good too. We could just play Marco. We can always go all in on him whenever we want, right? We've got 15-15, but he's going to be able to counter a 15. There's simply no way. Not with... We know he has a giant, right? We know he has a giant. So I think we need to prepare for at least 1 more turn. If we have the slave and the 2k on the board, if we draw cards with Vivi, I think we'll be good for 1 more turn here. So slave arrow is 1. 1 Don leader, of course, because he can actually threaten lethal reasonably here. 3 Don for Vivi. That's a lot of Don. 3 Don for restand. We don't actually have that much more, do we? We can swing 10, 10, 6. Or 8, 8, 8. Kind of like 10, 10. Or if we want to go with Marco, 3 for restand, 4 for Marco. 1 for that. I think I kind of like Marco. And 1 for slave, 1 for leader, 4 for Marco. So we can... I think we'll just go 8. Because 9 and 8 are kind of the same thing, whereas 7, maybe he doesn't have a 2k, right? Okay, just give us the gear. Still has the giant. There's the giant. We burnt the 3rd giant. How many more giants can 1 man have, huh? I guess the slave can only pick up the Marco now, huh? It's kind of bad. Maybe should have gone with the Vivi. That's the Sanji. We've got to go for it at some point, but like... Just when you know they have the giant, it's so hard, right? How many events has he gone through? He's gone through 4 2Ks, 3 giants, 3 gears. Oh, there's the stinky Luffy. This guy sucks. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. We've got to take this. So if I counter that, we are losing the Odin there. I mean, that's a tough spot, actually. What have we got? We got... Nah, we should be okay here. We should be okay. Uses another Don. Well, I'll ditch the Marco because we've got to go for it now. Next turn. And I guess I'll ditch the Vivi. 9. Oh, we've got to counter this one. None of these do anything. Oh, use another Don. Okay. That's a brilliant top deck, actually, because we can get the value out of that. Don't lose anything. He has 2 active. I think our best option is 6 with leader, and then pile the rest on the Odin. Let's go 6 with leader. It's got to counter this one. Let's give us a pudding. Go this. Use this effect. Doesn't matter. 2 here. Then we need 3 to restand. So what do we got? 14, 14. Is it going to be enough? Fuck knows. Let's find out. It's Luffy. You just never know. We've got through 3 giants, though. Sure, we'll draw a card. Oh, it's the card we put there. Incredible work. Pick up the Teach. 14. Is it enough? Bagua. It is enough. Surely. Not there. This matchup stinks, man. I don't like this matchup at all. The Odin gives you a shot, but I think as you saw in like the other game, this matchup's so tough to deal with. It is really protect the president. This guy has to live forever. This is really annoying because it deals with your Marcos. You've seen throughout the game, so I don't need to elaborate. You've seen the annoying cards, but the Red Rock did help. The Red Rock definitely helps in this matchup, especially if you can get it before they've got too much down. That's really nice. You got to sort of put them in a position where they can't afford to play all these big guys, but the Rosie's just so efficient, man. This card's crazy good. Either way, well played to our opponent. Let's move on. So thank you for watching. Let me know, what do you think? Do you think there's anything better I could have done in that Luffy game that we lost? Almost certainly I think there was, but that matchup is so tough. It's very, very difficult to win, I do find. You really have to see Odin. And even then, you need to see more than that. Red Rock is really, really helpful. And the Slave Arrow is also pretty good just to have like a big counter stick. But either way, I think Nami's a lot of fun. I don't think she's going to be breaking the meta or anything. But if you do enjoy this deck, play it for the next couple of weeks. Because it's good crack right now. And like I say, it's not going to be as good next set. Sorry for the lack of videos lately. Just been getting over a bit of a cold this weekend. And also being very lazy. I'm just going to blame everything on having a cold. I've been quite lazy this weekend. I've been playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima. Not the new one, the old one from like 5 years ago. I never played it back then. Good game, fun game. I finished that now. Been absolutely gremlining that game for the last couple of weeks. So we will be back with more gameplay. I'm going to have at least 1 more week of PRB. If you have made it this far in the video, let me know when do you want me to switch to OP13. Because we're going to have 2 months of, I think, a fairly well-established meta in the triangle between Emu, Zoro, and Ace. So I'm not sort of chomping at the bit to get straight into OP13. If you want me to start now, I can. But, yeah, let me know if you have any opinions on that. I might do a poll as well. See what people want. Because I'm happy to do at least another week or so of PRB. There's a lot of decks I haven't covered yet that I still want to. Purple Katakuri is one I really want to cover. Another Shanks video I think would be quite cool. I've been trying to make Kobe work, I can't lie. That deck, I just can't get it to work reliably into really any of the top decks. Zoro, UP Luffy. GP Luffy's not bad. I'll say GP Luffy is one of the better ones. But like UP Luffy, Zoro, even Bonnie. I've just been struggling, man. I don't think the deck's very good. And I don't think I'm going to be able to put out a video on him unless I find some inspiration in the next week or so. Because I've been struggling with Kobe. But either way, hope you enjoyed these games with Nami. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.